Hi Melinda, it's Frances here. Growing up in a multi-generational family home for most of my life, it was easy to feel misunderstood. Have you ever experienced disconnect in your relationships with people and wonder if it had to do with the generation they came from? In Luke 7:31, Jesus says, "To what then can I compare the people of this generation? What are they like?" It was at Urbana where I first heard James Chung from InterVarsity speak to this, and I'd like to share a condensed version that I think will give powerful perspective to your identity and mentoring relationships, no matter what generation you belong to. So let's explore. What is the driving spiritual question of each generation? For boomers, also known as the prophets, absolute truth was still valid. They oriented their entire lives around the inherent truth of God's word. This was the generation that lived to work, and their driving spiritual question is, what is true? Xers, known as the nomads, they work to live. They're drawn to community, like-minded tribes, also latchkey kids who grew up to distrust their environments. And so their driving spiritual question is, what is real? They crave vulnerability and authenticity. Millennials, otherwise known as the heroes, they see community as structured places to achieve stuff together. You gather to either create or to compete. This is also the narcissistic generation that invented the selfie. Their question is, what is good? What's important to this generation is that the gospel is connected to evangelism and social justice, restoring what's good with what's wrong in our world. And finally, Gen Z, the artists, where inclusion is important, looking out for the voice of the other. They're experts at stuff learned through YouTube, and their question is, what is beautiful? Their desires to create connect their passions to the beauty of God's creation. So as people of your generation, what will your response be? Your influence comes in part by understanding the spirituality of generations and bridging the gaps both upward and downward. These spiritual questions gave me a framework on how to approach the various relationships in my life, and I hope that these insights will promote greater awareness and understanding for you too. Thank you.